Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we are here with the heaviest box on this channel, 40 kilograms. Let's open it and see what's inside. We have an electric bicycle from Engwe, the Engine Pro 2.0. And man, this thing, it's heavy with one hand. Boom. And this is the way the bike comes out of the box. It's pretty assembled. You just gotta remove all of the zip ties and styrofoam. On the other side, you can see we have the saddle, the back rack, the front wheel. And also there are two boxes. One with the folding riser for your handle. In the other box, you got your instruction manual, folding pedals, a metal rod probably for the front axle, caps for the nuts, few zip ties, a pouch with all the tools you need to assemble the bike. Very, very nice. And lastly, another box with inside the charging brick for charging the battery, of course, because this is an electric bicycle. I have the European plug. And boom, that's a very, very hefty brick. I'm gonna assemble the bike and we're gonna talk about specs. I'm not gonna show you how to assemble it because Engwe made a very, very good guide on how to do it. Link in description if you need it. And finally, it's built. I'm gonna take it for a spin, understand how it works, and then I'm gonna talk specs. It's another day, I did more than 50 kilometers on it and I fully understand the bike now. First of all, let's talk specs. You can pick it up with one hand, it's like 31 kilos. Actually, it's not the lightest bike I've ever seen, but being electric and being this powerful, it's totally fine. The frame is an aluminum alloy. I tested the bike on the road and nothing rattles. The frame is super sturdy. Off-road, sometimes you can feel a little bit of rattling of the battery inside. They added some padding, but maybe it needs a little bit more. I added some tape and it doesn't rattle anymore, unless you really push it off-road. Of course, as you already know, it's a foldable bike. You just latch this lever right here and the bike folds in half. You need to have a little bit of technique to do it because it's not the lightest bike ever, of course, and you need to be a little bit strong to do it. Also, you can bend this part up top, there is another lever, and boom. You fold it down and it becomes very small. Also, the pedals fold. You can still drag it around while it's folded. And this is a very good time to show you how the battery gets unplugged. Basically, you take the key, you slot it in, there is a lock here, you just need to twist, push, twist, and boom, the battery now is free to come out. 52 volts, 16 amps, 832 watt hours. And this is the charging port. With the charger they give you, it will take around 5 hours and a half to charge this battery. The range of this battery is 110 kilometers if you use it at pedal level assist 1. So you make the most effort with your feet. I actually tested the max range only using the throttle at max speed, and I did 40 kilometers at basically 40 kilometers average speed. It can reach around 50 kilometers per hour when the battery is fresh. Let's say when it's fresh, the first 20 kilometers, it's very powerful, you don't need to pedal at all. Maybe uphill you can give it a little help. Between 20 and 30 you feel the battery starts dropping, and the last 10 kilometers are very slow. I managed to get home, but yeah, the maximum you can do is around 30-40 kilometers. I am 80 kilos, so if you weigh more than me, expect less. If you are lighter, expect more. Let's lock the battery back in it and let's open the bike again, because I want to show you more things. On this side, you have this plug to charge the battery without removing it from the frame. Thank you, Engwe, because it's much more convenient. And you can plug it so the dirt doesn't enter it. The construction of this bike is all metal. The fenders right here are metal, and this back rack can hold up to 25 kilos. The wheels are 20 inch by 4 wide. They are super wide, bigger than some mopeds I have seen around. The brakes are super strong, they are hydraulic, and the brake discs are 160 millimeter ventilated. Actually, it's super easy to stop, and if you press too hard, you're gonna skid. It has front and back shock absorbers. They are super springy, as you can see. You can actually make it harder or softer, the front one, and also lock it or unlock it. The back one, you cannot regulate it. It's very stiff, actually, the back one. It has a Shimano Altus 8-speed shifter, very clicky. I like the design, and it only has ratios at the back. On the front, you only have one ratio, actually. I wish there was another shifter for the front one, so you could go even faster, because actually it tops up at 40 kilometers per hour. You have to pedal very quick, and even at the maximum speed setting, you cannot accelerate more. Of course, 40 kilometers per hour is already a lot, and the throttle will push you even further. The motor is back here, integrated into the wheel hub. It's made of magnesium alloy, the exterior, and it's super torquey, 75 Newton meters of torque. Some small cars have 100 Newton meters, so it's incredibly torquey, and it can push you uphill, no problem. Also, it can peak at 1200 watts of power. To turn it on, just push the key into the on position and press this button right here. Boom, the display turns on. I love the graphics on this display. It starts at pedal assistance 1. If you increase it, this is plus and minus to increase or decrease the pedal assist. It goes up to 5, and you have to make the least amount of force on the pedals to activate it. Actually, this bike has a very nice torque sensor, and it's telepathic. Once you start pushing the pedals, it helps you a lot. Throttle lever, you can see it moves. This is the horn button, on-off button, plus and minus. On the side, you have other 2 buttons. This is the front light, bright enough so you can go around at night. Trust me, I did that. It's not the brightest thing I've ever seen, but it's fine enough. Turns on the backlight. I wish it was a little bit brighter. When you brake, you can see it flashes a little bit more. Even when the backlight is off, this flashes. This front thing is a reflector, and you also have reflectors on the wheels. So when you go around, you are kind of visible. Another reflector on here. The stop button is the info button, and it cycles through the info on your odometer. If you press these 2 buttons for 3 seconds, you go into the menu, and here you can change a lot of settings. I actually found the full manual of the screen system online. I'm gonna leave it in the description, so it's much easier to understand all the parameters. And now I guess it's time to go for a ride with it. I am pedaling. As you can see, I'm not pushing on the throttle whatsoever. And if you pedal, well, you can reach 40, 41. It helps you. I am at level number 5, of course. And it stops. It stops at 45 kilometers per hour. I'm gonna stop pedaling and use the throttle because it's much more relaxing, much better. And it tops at 42. We are slightly climbing right now this little hill. 45, you see, it picks up a little bit of speed. I am going to a very scenic place in the town. My eyes are watering a little bit. I need a pair of glasses next time. Also, maybe a side mirror would be nice. As you can see, you are perfectly fine with the street traffic. Look at this. I'm going even faster than them. It's crazy. Boom. I've got stung by a giant hornet. Oh my god, it's the pain on my leg. I don't know if you saw that. It stings. Oh my god. Luckily I don't have to pedal, so I don't have to use the leg I'm about to lose. This is the cathedral of my place with all the rocks above it. Let's do a little bit of off-roading. I'm not going full because of the camera mount moving. Oh my god, what happened here? Oh, and it's overgrown since I remember it. I don't know if we are supposed to go this way. So overgrown. Wow, welcome to the jungle. A nice adventure with this bike. So this is the ancient lavatory of the town. You can see up there. let's go down because there is a river and ancient Roman bridge. The fat wheels allow me to really be comfy with this. This is a little waterfall you can see there, and we are on the bridge. Come on! You see how freaking torquey it is? And the bridge is all covered up. I left the bike there and I just want to show you the bridge because it's very, very, very cool. Actually, I like this Action 4. I have the Osmo Pocket 3 and I always use that. But for this kind of stuff, this camera seems fine enough. This is super ancient stuff. And this is the river that flows all the way down to my house. And now it's time to climb again all the way up there. The throttle only, look at this. The plants. And this thing goes 75 Newton meters. It's a lot. And I really am not able to handle them. It's not that I don't handle them, it's that I'm trying to avoid all of these turns. We're almost out. Just this part right here. I mean, until they are not turns, it's fine for me. Finally, we are on paved road. Very nice. You can also help the bike a little bit while it's climbing, so you don't drain the battery a lot. It's not needed though, it goes just not super fast. This is like 20-degree climb, maybe even 30. So the bike's really powerful. Just give it a little bit of help. I am a big guy, so it's better to help it. And finally, we're out. We're out of there. I'm gonna go where that cross up there is. Just look at this place right here. Here I can show you a little bit of drone chase footage because it's a lot less crowded with trees and stuff. Just look how panoramic it is. We are above where we were before. And just look at this. It's incredible, wow. The sun is setting, I had to come back home to finish the review. Being almost nighttime, I can show you the headlights right here. They make enough light so you can see at night in pitch dark. I wish it was a little bit more powerful, but it's plenty enough. The bike as a whole, I don't have negatives about it. It's priced at $1,500 more or less, depending where you are, depending on discounts, but the price for what it offers is very nice. It's a small moped for short trips, like 20 kilometers round trip, very nice. 30 kilometers, maybe you are kind of stretching out if you are on open roads. If you are in the town, you can do it. If you want to help it pedal, you can go much further. It depends on what you have to do. You have all the metrics to decide if it's for you or not. And if you have to do a little bit of off-road, no problem at all. The tires are wide and the motor is powerful. The shock absorber really works. So it's a super versatile bike, and always remember you can fold it and store it in your car to go where you need to. So incredibly nice. If I have wishes for a version 3 of this bike, I wish it could go a tiny bit faster. 50 kilometers per hour is fine already, but if it could go 70, perfection. Also, I wish it had a shifter here on the other side, so you could shift and go a little bit faster again by pedaling. For my situation where I need to be on the open road, I wish I could go a little bit faster. Another wish, there is no way to really lock this bike. You need to use regular bike locks. You can remove power by removing the key right here. But I wish with the key you could maybe lock the steering, so people had a hard time stealing your bike. Again, nitpicks, but little stuff that can be improved to make an even better product. But apart from that, super nice. And I guess that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what you think about this e-bike. Let me know if you are into e-bikes, and if you have one, what model do you have? I am very curious because I'm liking this stuff. If you want to buy something, check out the links in the description down below. You help the channel a lot. And as always, stay safe and happy biking. Bye. Bye.